stat because it's Pep, right? There's no way that we're seeing things that he's not seeing. I
No,
think it's
it's
just a
just a
loyalty thing.
feel.
But,
For
but think
sure,
about it.
it's a
Think about this.
feel.
You got these what 11 guys plus a couple extra that won you
Yeah.
6 trophies, a treble, all this nonsense. I mean, he was only planning on staying at City for a couple years, and he stayed for 9, now almost 10. Like something about this group of guys really he connected with, and
I guess, but like, can a manager really do that? Or, I mean, for
yeah,
him to go on a,
after you win a treble, sure.
I don't,
I
I
know
guess
you
I'm used
wouldn't.
to, I'm used to the coldness of Alex Ferguson, where he's like, your time's done. I don't care if you're in the prime. Like, I don't think it's going to last 2 more years. Get out of here.
Well
Like, and I
then,
think that when I think of like a manager being at the top, I'm like expecting that kind of behavior and that kind of mentality. Is like they can see the decline before the people do, so they're just like, get the fuck out.
I agree that maybe it should have started happening like a season or two sooner, but you can't
Mm-hmm.
deny that be, that that loyalty and that connection he made with a lot of these players is what got us all of the achievements. I
Sure.
mean, he won
I mean,
five trophies last year. Like that's
yeah, sure,
craziness.
sure. No, 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 no. I mean, I'm not. I'm just saying. I guess it is unfair to draw comparisons to other managers of the past, but like I don't know. Like I expect that kind of behavior, like almost like shocking to the people. You know what I mean? Like, oh my god, he got rid of like our fucking bread and butter, but he like saw the future ahead. You know what I mean? Like that. That's kind of like
I mean,
what
we got rid of
I.
Cancelo and Kyle Walker went on loan.
That was
That's
like more of a drama thing, though. Like that was more like, yo, I don't get along with you. Get the fuck. It wasn't chemistry. It was like, you're being a little bitch. Get the fuck out of here. Which I totally get. Like I had zero complaints with Cancelo. I was like, yeah. I mean,
he's
I
a
know
good
he was
player,
really good, but like I like when I was like, just reading articles and stuff like that. Like I was like, I would have fucking got rid of that dude too. Fuck him. You know what I mean? Like I don't give a shit. Like
well,
I
yeah. I mean,
backed up on that kind of scenario.
the thing is like even now with Erling Haaland, I mean, City's not. It's not about the one player, right? So if you try to
For
make
sure.
it about yourself, you're getting fucked.
Not about one player. You guys were doing pretty dog shit without your fucking main CDM, so I don't know.
What are you talking
You
about?
guys got how many games did you lose without your fucking Ballon d'Or winner
Okay,
before you figured it out?
but no. But what I mean not about one player is like personality. What like Rodri is the greatest player in the world, right? But he's not gonna make everything about him. Is what I mean.
Okay, I see
Like
what you mean.
he is.
I was like, because you guys definitely were like a one-man team for a very long time before you got it figured out. So
No, not necessarily.
you
We
guys took a lot of losses without one man, which is really nuts.
Okay, well, you guys take a lot of losses no matter who's on the field. So really,
Exactly, that's the difference. That's the difference.
no,
Exactly.
honestly,
If
I
we
really
killed
think
one
it was
person,
just.
we were still gonna lose.
I think it was just really bad timing. Cause like the thing is we won all those trophies. They played as hard as they played for however many years. Playing under Pep has got to be just so taxing. Like there was gonna be a downfall eventually, and
Mm-hmm.
everything just sort of happened all at once. And I think that's what's really killed us. Like if Rodri hadn't got injured, I don't believe we would have won the league easily. If even if we did, because the rest of our players were still going to hit that downturn. It's not like I don't feel like it's just because Rodri was on the pitch that these players couldn't.
You just feel like it was the perfect storm.
Yeah, pretty much. Because
Okay.
look at all the injuries that we had. Not even just
true.
Rodri, just all the recycling.
I mean, I feel like everyone goes through the injury crisis near half the season in. But like, I mean, most teams also are a one-person team. Like they all have a star, right? Like Liverpool has Salah, Arsenal has got probably. I would say Saka is probably their star.
It's Saka,
and then Chelsea's got Palmer. We're definitely not doing literally anything.
Do you guys have a star? It's Xerxes. It's Xerxes, right? Xerxes is your star?
Dude, if we didn't have Bruno, we would literally not exist as a team. We would literally not exist as a team.
That's true.
So, like, I understand where you're coming from. Like, I definitely tease when it comes to Rodri because I don't believe he should have Ballon d'Or, but he is amazing. and obviously your team's going to take a hit, and
Bro,
it's going to take a lot of adjustments.
don't open that
Anyway,
back up again.
I
Sheesh. Oh my
already,
gosh.
I pleaded my
You
case.
sound just like Vinicius Jr.
Dude, I pleaded my case, dude. I didn't even want Vinicius. I didn't even say Vinicius, dude. I want like dude, there's
Who else
like
would
three
you have
other
picked?
people.
Who else? Come on.
I would have picked Tony Cruz. Could have been in there.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah. What do you, dude? Come on, don't throw shade at someone that fucking good.
I'm not throwing shade. I just said I guess. I said he
Yeah,
could
yeah,
be
yeah.
up there.
You were hesitant. That should be like, yeah, that is true. Tony Cruz
No,
is
because
a really
I
fucking
just had
amazing
to
player.
think about his season for a second.
It was brilliant before he left, and he's thinking about. And here's the thing: he did it right. He left on top. He was like, "Yo, I'm gonna retire," even though there's rumors about him coming back. He did it fucking right.
He's not gonna
That's
come
the
back.
best way. I know
Yeah,
he shouldn't,
no.
and I hope he doesn't.
Look,
But
don't
not that he's not that he's dude. Don't taint your fucking everything you've done. But Tony Cruz getting Ballon d'Or, everything they did that year would have been totally brilliant, totally acceptable. The only people that would have been upset would have been fucking Man City.
No, I don't think we would have been upset.
And Barcelona fans, obviously.
Barcelona for sure, but City always goes after people that no one's ever heard of, and then they just have crazy killer seasons.
Yeah. But I like just the consistency, and also a great season that he had with his replacement. Like knowing he's going to be replaced and still giving everything he did and doing everything he did and winning everything with his replacement on the field with him, and still showing up and still directing the team. Like I'm like, dude, that is a leader.
Would you have given it to him over Rodri?
Over Rodri? I think maybe not. But the fact that he wasn't even close is shameful.
Would you give it to him over Vinicius Jr.?
No. Vinicius had an amazing season. Vinicius had an amazing season. And it was totally down
every single game.
Totally downplayed. It was totally downplayed.
I don't think it was. I think he just rubbed people the wrong way.
No, I think the right headline and the right video that circles around totally changes the popularity contest. Because there are plenty of times where he's shown himself to be a leader, but because he's created someone who didn't like him created a narrative that was easy to spot a pattern with, and then people are like, yeah, this person's a piece of shit. And it happens with Bruno, and it doesn't happen with someone who's worse than Bruno, and like Bernardo. If someone actually went on a tirade against Bernardo, it would look worse. It would look worse than Bruno. It would literally look worse than Bruno because Bernardo is way worse of a shithouse. Like way worse of a shithouse.
Yeah, but he's a shithouse on the pitch, but he doesn't he's not a crybaby like Bruno.
I don't care. Throwing your hands up versus actually cheating, like that's completely two different things.
Hold on, bro. It's called the dark arts. Cheating. Look at Diego Simeone's team. What are you talking about?
Yeah, for sure. I want to say, okay, dark arts. I'm not saying like straight, fucking pan rest. I'm talking about dark arts playing. Bruno has none. Bernardo has it all.
Bruno has none. Have you watched him play?
Bruno accepts gnarly tackles. Bernardo acts like they never happen. Watch them back, dude. Watch them back.
I don't know about that, man.
Bruno is an angel compared to how Bernardo fucking plays.
I think you're a little biased. Bernardo is a dick. I'll give you that for sure.
No, I'm telling you right now, I love Bernardo. My national team default is Portugal, and I love Bernardo. He's amazing when he shows up. But what I'm telling you, even for Portugal, I'm like, if that man wasn't on our team, I'd be like, get that fucking dude out of this game. All the time with Bernardo.
But you
not even close with Bruno. Not even close with Bruno. Bruno, you might get annoyed with seeing, but Bruno is not putting in rowdy tackles and then just
he just has a horrible attitude all the time and drags his mentality down.
Perfect. You are literally pleading my case. That's exactly what I'm saying. Someone who throws their hands up is more eye-catching than remembering that, damn, that guy actually had 3 dirty tackles in the past 12 minutes and there's 0 cards. How does that happen?
How is
That
that his
happens,
fault if he's not getting called,
that's what I'm saying.
bro?
I don't know how it's happening. People are
Because
just
they're not dirty
unsuspecting.
tackles,
No,
clearly.
no, no, no. I guarantee you, it is the narrative built over time about their personalities. That's how refs go into thinking shit. They're watching the same things we're watching. So when they see these narratives these personality types drawn out from like media, that definitely affects the game. I've seen I've seen Messi cry just as much as Ronaldo, 100%.
That's
But
true.
Ronaldo's the crybaby.
That's true.
So
That's true.
that's what I'm saying. Like that, it's exactly what I'm saying. I 1,000% believe that the media affects everyone's perspective, even the refs, even the fucking refs. I've seen some rowdy, messy tackles, rowdy
I mean,
bullshit.
he's like put his hands on people's throats and shit too, right?
Exactly,
Like,
and nothing happens.
because he's
But the
Messi.
moment
What
somebody
do you?
grazes someone else,
Are you gonna be the ref that gives Messi a red card?
I would one thousand
Well,
percent be.
okay, you would, but
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
scope of the actual
No,
refs, like,
that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying.
imagine being that guy.
Exactly, but that's exactly what I'm saying. Is you have to look at the effectiveness of how the media portrays these people and how that comes into play on the pitch. And that's exactly why I love football. I love football blanketed. A bad tackle is a bad tackle. A good tackle is a good tackle. Shitty attitude is shitty attitude. Good attitude is good attitude. Bernardo has some terrible fucking tackles and a terrible attitude. Bruno has a terrible attitude. So that's what I'm saying. Bruno, you couldn't even like if I had to compile like the terrible tackles between those two, Bruno's would last fucking 45 seconds, and I'd have 14 minutes of Bernardo Silva. It was like it'd be insane, and
Oh
they're
man,
uncarded.
so
They're
much
uncarded.
hate for Bernardo.
Dude, I love him. That's what I say. I'm being honest. I'm being honest. When he's playing for Portugal, I'm like, how did we get away with that? That when I say that, it only happens
Because
when
he's
Bernardo.
like, it's because he's like 4 foot tall. So
No, it's unsuspecting, and he doesn't have that narrative drawn about him. Now, if Bruno gets a fucking nasty tackle that looks like he tried, I guarantee you he's getting a card every time. I guarantee every single time. The same tackle that Bernardo would have done, Bruno gets a card immediately because of the narrative, because of me,
honestly,
100%.
well, wouldn't you say that's kind of on Bruno for attracting that narrative?
I mean, sure, he has to change who he is as a person. He's kind of like
Where like
self-deprecating.
in one hand where you could say that Manchester United was at one point the biggest, most watched, most paid attention to club, like, and you guys would get destroyed in the media all the time. Over the
Yeah.
last however many years, with all the people talking about City, I would say they're at least equal, right? So then wouldn't it be on the players to not draw that sort of attention to themselves?
But I think no. I think basically where Manchester United is at, and the expectation for them is going to draw comparisons to the past because no one talked about Bruno's attitude when he was at Sporting. It was never a thing. You literally can never find it.
Who was talking about Sporting at the time, though?
Well, when Bruno was coming up and he was a prospect, it wasn't about his attitude. It was about how amazing this midfielder is. And then he takes a couple of bad fucking runs through some terrible managers, and he's like, "Man, this guy's the leader. Why isn't he fucking blah blah blah?" He's throwing his hands up, pissed off. I'm like, because he's got a shitty team working around him. I don't know why everyone's tripping.
I will say I do give massive respect to Bruno for taking basically all of the heat for Manchester United over the last however many years.
Roy Keane is in his ass. Roy Keane is in his ass.
Oh, dude, he hates him.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's like.
I've seen a couple of his rants about about
Bro,
Bruno being captain.
Crazy.
They're crazy. He goes off.
They're crazy. That's what I'm saying. How could that not, when you have a literal legend of the club disrespecting the active captain, how can not change the perspective of the people as a whole, even 100%. The rest?
Well, this goes back to what we were talking about. Was it last time we were on? How social media has become way too involved with the game, and now 100%. players can't just worry about playing the game anymore. They have to worry about.
But Bruno's mental is so fucking good that he's like, I'm gonna continue to be myself. I'm going to stay with this team, and I'm going to raise this team up as much as I fucking can, no matter how shit we are, no matter how many people are on the pitch, no matter how many managers, I will be the consistent. And he is every fucking
So
year.
so let me ask, if Bruno stays on the team and Amarim
We don't even
win
deserve him, but go
if
ahead.
and Amarim gets you guys to be successful. Say Bruno, well, how old is Bruno? He's like 30 now, right?
Yeah, he's getting up there.
Damn. Okay,
30, 31
so
maybe?
but he, I
I,
mean,
guess,
he looks pretty good. He could probably be pretty top level to like what 34.
I would say 34, 30. Yeah, 34. I'm not going to say 35. That's actually might be a stretch. As much as he gives, zero injury, like damn near zero injuries,
Yeah, because
bro.
he's never out, it seems.
He's a literal monster.
Okay, so say
Like,
like Amarim stays, Bruno stays, and in the next 4 years, you guys are like back in the Champions League, winning some sort of maybe not quite the Premier League yet, but like winning the League Cup or something like that. And Bruno decides to retire. Does he get a statue?
no, Cristiano Ronaldo didn't get a statue.
That's true.
Fucking
That's true. That's
did
true.
Rooney even get a statue?
No, I don't think so.
No, no, no. And here's the thing.
See, that's
Uh,
that's that's disappointing to me.
it's super disappointing. I think we should have retired the number 7 because every number 7 after Cristiano Ronaldo has been literally dog shit and
Well,
disappointing.
because think
But
about it this way too, is like if you're a player that's like you're 16 years old or whatever, right? And you're like, man, I want to go play for Manchester United one day, and I want to be so good that they memorialize me as like a statue or something. Like, would
could
that
never happen.
would that not want to make you fight even harder?
Cantona would probably be the last one. Um,
Because I've seen like the Arsenal stadium, they have that big ass mural that like has Henri and stuff on the back, and like that's cool. And then like City has the trophies or the statues of a couple guys out front of their stadium, and that's like that would
yeah,
be really fucking cool as a someone wanting to like.
I think it's because the club is bigger than the players, kind of thing. He's 30, 94, 90, born in 94. So yeah, he's got I would say four
Oh,
more
he was
years.
born in the same year I was.
8, 9, 94.
Wow, I'm actually a month older than him.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think Bruno's mental is incredible, especially for his age now.
Yeah,
Especially
I
for
mean,
his age.
because I mean, United
He's
had
been leading them for
when
5 years,
when was that?
6 years.
Was he a part of the? Was he a part of the team when you guys? I think the last time you guys got like second. I don't remember. Let me see here. Because when did he join the team?
I think he had to have been like fucking 24 when he joined, 25. Um, because he's got. I'm seeing dated back player of the month February 2020.
Okay,
And
so
I
you
feel
got okay, yeah. So 2020, he looked like he was your top rated player, and that was the lot. That was when you guys got second. So yeah, I mean he's can't really deny. And
one,
I mean
two,
remember too, there was like
6 years, dude.
there were times where people were comparing him and Kevin De Bruyne together.
I mean, I still think rightfully so, as far as like when it comes to the cams, creative cams of the EPL. I think still, obviously, Kevin De Bruyne definitely edges him out, but I understand where you could see similarities drawn to have a conversation. Now, I'm not saying about better, I'm just talking about in the like.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But, um, you know what I mean? Like, for 6 years, so since he's 24, this dude has been our GOAT. Literally, our GOAT. His second season was crazy, though. But he's still really fucking good. I think 2020, 2021, was that when Cristiano Ronaldo was here? I can't
Yeah,
remember.
man, I just can't believe how massive this club has fallen. It's just crazy. I mean, he's basically been at United his entire career.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you know what I mean? Like, he created his career at Sporting for sure, but his like real like getting into it like as a full ass leader and adult for a team, like can't be called like a kid anymore. Like you can still be called a kid 21, 22, but like when you're really getting into your groove, 23, 24, and up to 30 for Manchester United, and given what you've given and taken all the flack that you've taken the whole fucking time, ex legends hating on you, fucking people hating on you throughout the terrible seasons, terrible managers, and terrible fucking swap outs,
Damn.
teammates you have to re get used to. This dude is literally he is like Manchester United's Jesus. He's like he's taking the sins of the fucking of the people and putting it on him for no reason other than he wants to be there. What is
Yeah,
he getting
man.
out of it?
He except for his first season, every other season he's played at least 44 games and has
That's,
more than 10 goals and 10 assists.
that's in his first season. I mean, I get that you're
That
getting
is
used to it. You're young.
crazy.
This
Now,
system wasn't created for you,
do you
and you
think
made it
that's
for yourself.
do you think that's because he's the only good player on the team?
Yes. 1,000%. Not even contest. The first time that I've seen us create good players is this year. I mean, well, part
Well,
of last
now you're gonna sell
few.
him.
Well, I know, but what I'm saying is, I haven't seen us naturally have people from academy outside of like McTominay and Manu and Garnacho. Like I didn't see that throughout the early years with Bruno. Like it was basically us just trying to rapid buy anybody we can every year through every manager. Like we
Yeah, I
didn't
mean
grow
that
anybody.
seemed like what you guys did for a long time. Well, that's why you're broke now, right?
Exactly.
Which is
That's what I'm
so hard
saying.
for me to believe that that club could be broke because it's still
I don't believe
Manchester
it.
United.
No,
Like,
I think that the owners are being really fucking greedy and really terrible
and
and really shitty.
they just raised the ticket prices again. I saw
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Raising ticket prices,
cut the
less food for the fucking staff,
they
no staff credit cards, returning shit that they're not using, like fucking, you know, plastic wrap and bullshit like that. Like it's just like shit that like it's embarrassing that it's even making headlines and it's crazy. I had my friend Alex going to a couple of games, and he said he's gonna take pieces of Old Trafford and bring them back for me. He's like, if I can find screws or fucking a rusty piece of pipe, because that place is like apparently falling apart like nuts. Um,
yeah, I mean it was
and apparently,
leaking.
there's plans to build a new stadium.
Yeah, that circus tent.
Yeah, I know.
Man, that is the ugliest fucking thing I've ever seen. Why would you
I
build
don't
a
know
giant stadium and then cover it up with a giant mosquito net? That makes
because
no
we got
sense.
a bunch of clowns. We need some. We
Bro,
need some.
the pictures look horrible. You can't see anything. Who
No, I know.
is because
When I saw it, I actually thought it was a joke. I
when
thought it was a meme.
I honestly so did I. I thought it was like AI. Because when I drive into a city that's as like the sports culture is that big, I want to
Yeah,
see that stadium. Let me
yeah.
see it in the like. And I saw that and I was like,
I
you
want to see
guys
it again.
you guys are like trying to hide away. And
Yeah.
honestly, it doesn't look like from what I could kind of tell from the silhouette inside of the circus tent that it's in, it doesn't look
Mhm.
very unique at all. Like it just looks like a square.
People are saying stunning model. No, dude. Um,
And it's what, like 2 point something or 3 billion or something like that?
I don't know how we're gonna. I don't know how we're gonna build this thing when we can't feed our fucking people. But whatever, man.
Yeah, I mean where are they getting the money?
I don't know. I guess that's where we're funneling all the money that we're not putting towards picking up quality people or taking care of the people that work there. Um, but I desperately need a piece of Old Trafford, and I'm so fucking saddened that I couldn't get out there before they tear it down.
Honestly, bro,
I'm gonna try.
you could probably just hop on social media and send out some sort of like message or something. Be like, hey, anybody in the Manchester area, head to Old Trafford, grab me a piece. I'll pay you,
Yeah,
pay him
I'll
up
pay
front a little
$50.
bit. Whatever
Yeah,
you got to do. But you could probably do it.
I need to. I mean, if I can get a flight out there, I just want to go in the stadium and cry, and then I'll fucking leave.
just one day, go
Yeah,
out there, sit in the stadium,
just
cry,
to
and then
cry.
leave.
Yeah, that's all. It literally doesn't have to be for a game. I just want to go in there, feel it, feel the old, cry, feel the new, cry harder, and then and then just fucking take a piece of it and leave. Um, but yeah, dude, it's a tragic looking thing. I'm not gonna lie to you. It definitely looks like it's built for a circus. Um,
Yeah, it just looks like the
the
stadium. This
concept, the concept, like when you're inside it, actually looks cooler than it does from the outside.
Yeah, but
Um,
that's not.
yeah, I
It's
know.
gotta look good on the outside. It's gotta look like it's simple, right? Like it's
Yeah,
look at all of the other stadiums. I mean,
I mean it's a statement in the way that it's not like any other stadium at all. Like it,
yeah, that is true.
but other than that, that's about the only thing I can say
And
because it doesn't look good to me.
a hundred 100,000 seats would be pretty insane.
Yeah, for sure. And they're just looking to try to make more money, and they can raise the ticket sales even more, even though our team's dog shit. It's crazy to have a stadium
Well, and that's the
for a
problem
league
though.
for a
Is like
team that could be knocked down.
you're spending all this money on this stadium. Are you gonna have money for players?
No,
Are you gonna have money for players, and are you still gonna sell your academy players? Because
crazy, right?
I guarantee you, it's not gonna matter if you have 100,000 seat stadium if you're in the championship
Crazy. I
next
know,
fucking
crazy, right?
season or the season after.
That's what
That's
I've been saying.
crazy. And
Literally,
it
what I've been saying.
and it looks like they're gonna be basically getting loans to build it. So that's another two something $billion in debt for you.
Well, okay, if there is a way around kind of like, because I know like football has its own like money issues. If they can have a quote unquote like angel investor for like the stadium, I mean, I feel like that is still kind of breaking the rules though, because they can always expand the seating, which makes them more money and has an advantage over the next team. So yeah, I really don't know how they're gonna fucking go about it.
Well,
But
I think they're just gonna get loans from giant banks. I think that's
yeah,
from what I can tell.
banks that they own. Oh, okay, but
No,
I
like
don't know, man.
Goldman and Sachs, J.P. Morgan, Bank of
Yeah,
America. I mean,
people are already fucking making deals with and other things, I'm
which
sure.
means it
So
just means more debt, though. Like that's not.
yeah. I think they don't care about it, dude. I think they literally just like debt to us is like so much more of a serious word, and to them they just like, man, it's just a regular transaction. Like it'll pan out. I don't care if it takes 3 years. It just is what it is, and they just go for it. I think their life is all about making outlandish and wild risks with money because a lot of it isn't even theirs, and a lot of it's probably not actually like a liquid for them. They're just like, this is just transactional things that happen in our life based off of credit. And,
That's true.
we're born into, money. We're born into families with money, and we'll get money by making decisions, and it'll turn good eventually.
Yeah, none of that
I don't
money's
think they
real
worry.
anyway. So
Yeah, the money's not real to them. Like, I don't think it's real. So they just like, it's stuff that keeps us occupied as fans. But I think they're going to wheel and deal. And they're like, you know what? Even if it takes fucking 14 years for this all to like come good, for a lot of people, that's just like investing. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. Like, it could be just like they don't give a fuck. Like they're on a completely different level of money and perspective than any of us could understand. And they
yeah,
probably they're just doing whatever the fuck they want.
not gonna lie though. Yeah, okay. So I'm seeing some images of the inside of the tent part, and
Yeah, the inside
I
looks
guess it does
better.
look kind of cool.
Yes, the inside looks better, especially like the when you go on the inside and before you reach the stadium, but you see the levels from the outside.
Yeah, and it looks like they'll
Kind
have
of looks
some
cool.
fan areas with like giant screens
Yes,
outside in case you can't get.
yes.
Okay, so
That's what I'm saying is it's kind of crazy that they go for the circus tent vibe, but I mean circuses are cool, bro.
yeah, I mean, I guess like I guess it's definitely going to be one that's going to have to grow on people. Because now that
For
I
sure.
see it again from a different perspective, it does look a little better. Even the circus
It,
tent part looks a little
yeah,
better.
it is interesting. It is a bit odd. It is unique for sure. And maybe that's just kind of what they want to go for. They just want to be that fucking different.
Maybe that's what they need. I
Um,
mean, you guys need something
yeah,
going for you. Although
we need some.
I will say, sitting up in those very, 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 very top seats would be kind of spooky.
Sucks. Yeah, for sure, for sure. I would not want that. I'd be fucking terrified, and
I'd
I'd
be
feel
so
weird,
scared to just like trip and fall down.
dude. Another thing is like, if it's gonna be transparent, you're gonna have to clean that shit off, and that's another fucking crazy bill, bro.
Yeah, I mean, are they going to want to pay more people to do that?
Yeah, that's a. I mean, unless it's like some kind of, yeah, some kind of resistant glass or
See,
something. I don't know.
I think they're going to have to sell their rights to somebody, kind of the way that Barcelona did for Spotify.
Sell their soul for
Yeah,
sure.
because I don't
It's
see
gonna
how
be
else
this.
they do
It's
it.
gonna be so. It's gonna be like fucking Tesla, dude. Watch this be a huge
Oh
Tesla,
my god.
dude. I would fucking lose it. I would actually lose
Oh
it. I'm like,
no! I
how
didn't
much
even
fucking
think
money?
about that.
Fuck this team, dude.
Uh, you
Dude, it
got
could
Jim
be. It's like
Ratcliffe and fucking Elon Musk in your.
Elon Musk
Oh no.
fucking together for Manchester United, dude. I'd be blown away. But like, that's like the kind of like level that I'm expecting at this point. Is like, it's someone. It's got to be the world's richest man.
Dude, every single United supporters group would just
They'd lose it, and
lose
I'm
their
like, you
mind.
guys were tripping about shit like Greenwood, and now look at us, fucking Elon Musk. Fucking, I would lose my mind, dude. I
Wow.
would lose my
I didn't
mind.
even think
I think
about
that would
that.
actually force people to get off. I think that would force people to get off the Man U ride. I'm like so certain. I'm so certain. And it's like that could be the actual event that triggers people to be like, this is justifiable for me to be done with Manchester United.
That would be crazy. Like all the
Yeah.
season ticket holders just stop going, and
Yeah.
all
Oh,
the
for
fans
sure.
just protest for.
For sure. For sure. We're
Hey,
gonna be if
but
we weren't divided
it's
before, we'll be divided from that.
it's like you always said. You guys just need some sort of just bomb to go off and just
Yeah.
destroy everything, destroy to rebuild.
Yeah. It's just that's fucking I don't know, man. That's nuclear warfare there. That's a little bit bigger of a bomb I was intending. Um, but
Oh, so let me
but
get
it's
your thoughts
still
on let me get your thoughts on Liverpool. Liverpool exiting the getting beat by Newcastle in the Carabao Cup and
absolutely amazing,
ex
absolutely beautiful.
exiting the
I have
Champions League as well.
I have only one
See the
Newcastle fan friend, and they were just like they were just elated. Like I
bro,
was
I
so
bet
happy for
it's
them.
been what
I
like
was so
70
happy for
years or
them.
something since they got a trophy.
Yes, crazy,
I'm yeah,
absolutely crazy.
I was honestly like I'm pretty happy for that club. Like I'm not a
I was rooting
Newcastle
for them
fan,
because
but
I was
yeah,
like, dude,
yeah, of
Liverpool's done
course.
enough. They've
Not
done
even
it all.
see
Like
that's the thing
fucking
is like not even because I want Liverpool to lose anything. Because again, I don't hate Liverpool. I like
yeah,
Liverpool's fine. You know, I don't want
yeah,
them to beat us to the league, but you know, as
yeah,
long as they beat Chelsea and Arsenal, I don't give a fuck. And you guys, but you
for
guys
sure.
aren't gonna do anything. But yeah, no, I was genuinely happy for Newcastle. Like
Man,
I caught the last little bit of the game and I found myself like cheering for them and cheering for their
yeah,
goals and stuff. And I was like,
I did the
this is
same.
awesome, man.
I did the same. Yeah, I
Cause
got in like I think after their first goal, but before the second, and then to see the second one happen, I was like, "Let's go, boys!
yeah,
Good shit."
I think it does
Um,
kind of show though that with Liverpool's current like buying strategy and squad and whatnot, I don't think they can compete for multiple trophies.
no, they're built for the league and league alone.
Yeah,
You
like
know,
one like built as a one basically a one maybe two trophy season. It
but
seems.
that's what I'm saying. It's like they're missing parts tomorrow. Like that's the issue. Like literally, they're missing some big players. Like when I was saying every team has their like one guy. Like if this piece is gone, we're going to be in some trouble. They have three of those pieces they're about to be losing,
Oh,
and
and
that's like, I
that's
mean, incredible.
That's the problem, right? Because they played like what 120 minutes against PSG,
Mm-hmm.
and then that weekend they had to play against in Newcastle in the final or whatever, and like
Mm-hmm.
they just didn't have the depth, right? They just
Yeah,
because all of their starters played both games. Of course they
yeah,
fucking lost. You're
yeah.
exhausted playing fucking Newcastle. Like Newcastle are gonna stomp on your throat if they get the
Bro,
chance. That midfield
for
is
sure.
insane, and Anthony Gordon, one of the best
Dude,
wingers in the league,
yeah,
easy.
I know. They actually are pretty fun to watch when they're on. When they're off, I'm like so disappointed. Dude. I'm like,
Well,
why? How could you suck with this good of a team?
true, true. Look at City.
Yeah,
um,
I feel that. I feel that. I
but yeah,
feel
man,
that.
and I was happy for Eddie Howe because like after last
Mm-hmm.
season, there were so many people that were just like, get rid of
They were
him,
fun, dude.
dude.
They were. I honestly, I fucking don't believe that he should have even been in that conversation as much as the same way I feel about Ange. Like it's like
Oh, 100
you
percent.
guys are gonna go through these trials and tribulations for a little while during this build. There's gonna be growing pains, and you're gonna look good for a while, and then it's gonna look bad for a little bit, and then you're gonna have to like you buckle the fuck down and get back to it and start building again. It's not gonna be one smooth ride up to the top. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
Well, I
You're
mean,
gonna be fucking dipping, but like, it is what it is.
well,
Like, you got to
look at
keep it
United. Look
going.
how many managers you guys have gone to. Not to just keep shitting on United,
No, no,
but
no, no, no,
just
no.
as an
No, we're a
example
great
for the
example. We're
other
a great
teams.
example for sure.
Like
We're a great
the
example.
reason Klopp's Liverpool was so good, even if Klopp had a bad year, was because he
We stuck with
stayed.
it.
You know,
We
same.
stuck with it.
The reason that City's gonna come out of this is because even though we're having a bad year, we're gonna stick with Guardiola. You know, it's
We
just
didn't listen to anybody, and we literally threw people away as they were building every fucking time. That's our issue. We never gave anyone a chance. Like I think we listened to our fans too much. Is what it is. Is
sometimes, yeah,
like we give popularity contests.
yeah. Well, it's because
So
of social
it's
media, right? Like it's all the
right,
reactions on. But like, if you don't give these managers, especially if they're coming in with a squad from like 17 different managers,
right,
then of course it's going to take some time. They got to go
right,
through. I mean, you can get what maybe max 2, 3 great players per transfer window,
right.
and maybe like a depth or two player, and then you're kind of stuck there with still these other bits and pieces. But you got to slowly like let your team build. Because look at like that's how you get the Brightons and the Bournemouths and
The
whatnot.
only person that we gave enough time is the person that we shouldn't have given enough time, which was our big bald bastard in Eric Ten Hag. So what I'm saying is we didn't give any other manager enough time, even though honestly, for me, out of the stretch of managers, I was only really like more skeptical of Van Gaal. I don't know why. Like I would have worked with almost every manager that we've had except Van Gaal. I don't know why I didn't trust. Even when he was with the Netherlands, like I didn't even like their style of play. Like I was like I don't believe like that he is going to be the one. But he had this kind of regalness to him, I guess, this kind of demand of respect that he got from people, and it just like fit well for a while. But
Yeah,
I think in our stretch of managers, I would have been okay with going 3 to 4 years with all of them.
yeah,
Like
and
literally
you
all
guys
of
would
them.
probably be in a much better position.
Right. Yeah. 3 to 4. And if it's questionable at 4, if we haven't won anything, then we can try a fifth. And after that, like half a decade is probably the limit. Like if you can't build a team in 5 years for the next 5 years to be hard competitors, please get the fuck out. But like I think it does take that many transfers. Like I
Yeah.
think it does take
Well,
that many transfers.
and that's why I mean look at Arsenal. Like as much as I don't like Arsenal, I mean you can't argue that Arteta hasn't done a great job over there. He hasn't
For
won
sure.
anything yet, but
For sure.
he's still has been there for what
It's
5, 6 years or something like that.
I yeah, yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's a very tough one for me because like if I try to take that into my scenario, I mean technically he's keeping them up, dude. He's keeping them top 3. So
Yeah.
it's like you can't with me in my situation, I really can't argue those results. But the reason why we did is because we were top three, and we were dropping slowly and just like pulling down the fucking tablecloth and fucking
Yeah,
knives and
yeah,
forks as
like
we're
in the
falling. And
art
we're like,
in the
bro, like
cartoons.
what the fuck? Like it
Yeah,
was crazy. There was no build to it. So like with him actually taking them from nowhere to something and getting close, I feel like you have to respect it and give him another try until it really starts failing. But it's not actually failing. It's like it's just not there yet. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah,
not. It's
and
it's
and
it's it's crazy.
as football continues, I've noticed that people are just get more and more impatient. So like,
Mm.
whereas taking however many years for City to finally win a Premier League, their first Premier League, it's taken a fraction of the time for Arsenal to get even close, and people are upset about it because it's just taking
Yeah,
too long. People are expecting change and then a Premier League title first season, and
but it's
that's just
crazy
crazy.
because like fucking Arteta is literally a Pep disciple, way younger and learning and still doing fucking well, dude. And it's
Yeah,
like
well, and the thing too is
give the man his flowers.
he didn't completely copy Pep either. He kind
That's
of
what I'm
took
saying. He developed his own shit. Like you
yeah,
can tell. And even then, weirdly enough, he took some of Pep's exploits. I have it. Um, he
and
took some of ex Pep players and tried to make shit happen. Because I mean, I'm assuming he believed in those guys. Well, Pep had him. It's like there's a reason why Pep had him. There's a
yeah,
reason why I believe in them. I
well,
see
yeah, like
something in them.
oh, and the thing too. I mean, honestly, I hate to admit it, but I honestly believe if Saka didn't get injured and they would have gotten a striker,
Could be a different
it
team.
would be like 1 point between Liverpool and Arsenal right now instead of
I actually completely agree. And that's another reason why when I see these people saying like Arteta out, I'm like, you guys are so ungrateful, man. Like,
bro.
given your situation.
There's people saying Pep out after the season, even after just
Oh,
winning us a
sorry. Are you still here?
yeah.
I
You
fucking walked. I switched out.
oh
When I walked through the house, it switches Wi-Fi. Sorry.
you're frozen.
One sec.
I can still hear you. You're just frozen. But yeah, it's like people saying Pep out after one bad season after
Back?
winning fucking
Yeah.
six Premier, 4 in a row, a treble. Like that's craziness.
Yeah. Even I wasn't actually. I don't think I've ever said manager out until Eric Ten Hag when he literally could not say explain any aspect of what his idea was for the strategy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And
100%.
I think it was I think I saw like one or two interviews with Liverpool's manager, and he was like in detail explaining his strategy like easily. He was like, this is what I do in this, and when they try to do that, I try to do this, and I try to think ahead in this way, and that's why I reposition these people. When they do these formations, I try to do these formations, and it's kind of like checkers, or I mean, not checkers, like kind of like chess, but you're trying to predict a couple steps ahead. Not only that, but exactly what's in their wheelhouse for formations and what they can do with their people, and making sure that you can literally curb that with your individuals. These man-to-man coverages obviously are hard to do with different skill sets and different. Like when he explains that kind of shit, I'm like, I believe in you. Like I
Hmm.
respect that. You have reason, even if it doesn't work. You have a strategy. Like you are analyzing the game. He's analyzing the game and analyzing the future games and analyzing the future problems of his own team to try to curb. Obviously, he didn't do that super well outside of the league, but he's still going to win the league. So it's like, I respect that. Even if it doesn't work, I respect that you have convictions and what you're trying to do. And you can explain it to someone like they're five. Like, that's okay.
Yeah,
Eric Ten Hag, not once throughout his years do I ever know what he was doing. Not once.
yeah. Because
Like,
yeah, I think what really threw him for a loop is he came here wanting to play his Ajax style, and
And it was never going to happen.
just
It
couldn't
was
happen.
never going
And
to
he
happen.
he had no way to transition. Like he just had no
Which is
idea.
crazy to me. Like, it's like, dude, like, did you get lucky being in a like subpar league then, I guess? Like, because I don't want to, that's kind of rude. They're professional players, but like, uh, that's not a top 5 league. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Like,
no.
neither is the Portuguese league, but what I'm saying is, I'm I'm at least hoping that you're willing to adapt and grow and not bring something from a different league that you found within the first year or two isn't going to work and you're still pressing it but can't explain it. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
Yeah, because then
Like,
nobody
what?
can, at least because nobody can even visualize what you're trying to do, and then, because then at that point you
You
can
got
be
a
like,
lot of confused players.
he has great ideas, but it's just the players that can't, or the players just weren't able to perform them,
That's always the
and that
fallback.
changes the yeah.
Like, it's like, that's like such a like a perpetual excuse. It's like, I don't have the right players. It's like, how many cycles of people do you need? And I'm also assuming that even though you get, let's say that even if you get 3/4 of the players that you need, which I believe he did, 3/4 of the player that you need, that you're working with professional football players that want to win, want to play well, and I'm assuming that a large portion of them are willing to adapt to what their manager's trying to do, because that's just the name of the game, dude. If you're not going to, you're gonna get the fuck out.
Yeah.
So I don't see a world in where any of the players that we had, even if they weren't the ones that he wanted, weren't willing to try and adapt or do something for the team. Even right now, with you know, the wingers that we have are the false winger defenders that we have. I know Dallo isn't a fucking winger, but he's playing a winger and he's getting assists
Yeah.
because he's trying to do whatever he can for this fucking team, and I respect that. Of course, I would love an actual winger that also plays a little bit of defense, but the way that he's forcing this 5-into-3 defense scenario, I can see it. I understand what he's doing, and I get it. And even though he doesn't have all the people he wants, sometimes we get decent results. But that's what I'm saying is, like, I at least understand what Anaheim's trying to fucking do, and I get it, and I'm about it, and I see other people adapting to it in the league, which is crazy. I see other people trying to do the 3-into-5 defense, and use their wingers. I could see Pep doing it if he had someone like still had Walker. You know what I mean? Like, I see how that plays out. If you need to be defensive against someone like Arsenal or Liverpool or Newcastle, especially at a weakened Man City, I could see that swinging wing defender coming into play.
It's what Vardio does.
Yeah,
it's Vardio's position.
Sure. Honestly, Vardio and Walker together. If Walker wasn't having his little bitch fit, I think you guys, even though sometimes it's very questionable for me, I still think that's a crazy threat to have. Someone that good defensively, that fast, who can also score, and also, like, those are literally the best. Like, you can talk about the midfielders all day, but the people that push up, threaten, and attack, and have to come all the way back to their third and still give it all and defend are the best players on the pitch. 100%. They are the best players.
At the very least, the most impactful.
For sure. Like, they're creating so much space, and they're not expected to have man-to-man coverage, because guess who's supposed to be on their backs? The forwards, and they're not coming down to their third ever. So, well, you know what I mean? Like, that, I get it. There is an idea there that I can work with. There's a strategy, an aspect of your strategy that I understand that I never saw with Ten Hag. Like, ever, dude. I still don't know what we were doing.
So
I don't know what we were doing.
Would you say then
I was watching the game hopeful.
Would you say then that you're feeling better about Amorim recently?
I feel better about Amorim, and it just, what sucks is the situation we're in because of Erik Ten Hag. And previous managers. I actually can't put that on Erik Ten Hag. We've been fucking up managers for fucking years, dude.
True.
But the cherry on the cake was bringing in a manager with zero strategy, bringing in players he likes that didn't fit into a system that he couldn't explain. Like, what are we doing?
Yeah, and
and
then you have
and giving him the most money to do it, dude.
then you have
Giving him the most money out of
players
everybody
you have players that he bought that then move on to other clubs and play way better for
and do amazing. Are you kidding me?
Look at Rashford.
Come on, dude. Are you kidding me? We get rid of
Rashford's doing
McTominay.
awesome right now.
It
McTominay, oh my
sucks, dude.
gosh, that's true.
It sucks, dude. It sucks, dude. Dude, don't even get me started on fucking. Okay, Anthony. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Bro,
And we're sitting
how
here
do you
thinking,
cuz how do you
we're drinking
explain that?
the.
How do you explain that?
Dude, I'm telling you, we were drinking the juice, thinking like, okay, we weren't putting one and one together. We were like, we don't even know what Eric Ten Hag is doing, and then we bring in these players and like, yo, these players suck. But honestly, our managers suck. We're bringing in quality players, but they have no idea what they're doing, and they're just running around. And then when they get put into a system that makes sense, they're flourishing. So it's like
So I
we were
wonder
mad
how
at the wrong people, and
yeah, no, I mean
he was tricking us. He was a magician.
it really seems like it was Ten Hag. It seems like the players didn't understand what he want. Clearly the fans didn't understand what the system was going to be, and he wasn't he wasn't either he wasn't willing or the players weren't willing to find some sort of compromise to be
I
able to
think that the
understand each other.
players lost morale. I think the players lost morale after time and time again losing, like losing games that they shouldn't have lost because they're playing in positions that don't make sense for what they're trying to do because they don't understand what they're doing. And it's also amazing to me how clutch those players were in times of free form to still bring home a trophy for him, to make
Yeah.
him look decent, to hold him on
Yeah.
for a couple more months.
I mean, they did beat
Because
us.
we had the quality to get trophies in situations that really just padded the bullshit situation. So like honestly, I wish we didn't win those trophies so we can get rid of him sooner and spend less money through him.
True.
You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
And then furthering our demise. So because we held on to him longer because it's like, well, we got a trophy, and it's like that was despite you, dude. That was like that wasn't because of you.
Yeah.
That was because our players are like, we want to bring home something so bad, we're going to ignore you, even though you're pulling us off the pitch because we're not doing exactly what you want, but we're still going to bring a trophy home. And then you're going to use that to pad your stats to be like, see, some things work. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
no, dude, this is dog shit.
What a crazy ride that was.
It was a crazy ride, and Eric Tech. Honestly, dude, it's weird because I hate when people do this when they're like, "I always said we should have went with this," but I think I was very honest, and I remember when there was like the polls for what coach you want, and I wanted Pochettino immediately.
Bro, I still think that would have been the best choice.
I know.
For
I remember that. I wish I could go back and find those polls.
Especially because of those young kids that you have.
I know. That's what I was saying, dude. It literally would have been perfect. It literally would have been perfect.
I mean, you honestly.
I think we would have picked up someone like Palmer, bro.
Honestly, with Pochettino, I think you guys would have been back in the Champions League.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like with Garnacho and Ahmad, and it would have been insane.
And the players that he would have known to pull, rather like from Chelsea, from his experience, rather than Eric Ten Hag's lack of experience and picking up people like Mount. If we would have picked up someone like fuck it, you know what I mean?
Does he still play?
Dude, I've never seen him. I've never seen him.
Is he still on the team?
He's still somehow on the team, but I don't even remember what the boy looks like.
I totally forgot about that name.
Dude.
But yeah, no,
that's
honestly, because look what he's already, and obviously these are on way different like skill levels, but he's already turned the
US team around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like they haven't done any serious competition, like big serious competitions yet.
No, but he's making an impact, and I'm sure.
He's made them look like a team. And he's bringing in players that maybe were once on the fringes because, Berhalter didn't know what he was doing.
My argument was he's an experienced manager who grows teams from the youth, and he also can withstand the star power of a few people that he had that would have been at Manchester United because he has that broad experience.
Well, he
Now
managed.
he might not be a serial winner yet, but Eric Ten Hag wasn't either. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we're talking about a Premier League. Like, there's a lot of times where people bring in Premier League proven, and I
He
think that counts for managers too.
he may have not
So
been a serial winner, but he brought Tottenham of all clubs, to a Champions
for
League
sure,
final.
for sure,
That's
for
crazy.
sure, and that goes understated, bro. That goes understated. Like, that's what I'm saying is like I was so heavily into his camp over Eric Ten Hag when it came to bringing in a manager, and I was super disappointed and disheartened. But I just wanted to be hopeful because it was my team, and then I was let down year after year after year. And in the back of my head, I'm like, bro, we should have had Poch. Like, what the fuck are we doing?
Honestly.
Um,
Or even like Potter. Potter would have been cool.
Graham Potter would have been better than Eric Ten Hag. I still would have picked Pochettino over him. But I
I,
mean, where we're at right now, yeah, obviously
and
hindsight 2020
I'm
for sure.
I'm honestly surprised Chelsea let Pochettino go. Like, Pochettino is the perfect coach for what Chelsea are trying to do with
They have
cultivating young
recency
players.
bias too, though. Chelsea has recency bias as well, though. Like, they don't give people time anymore. There's a lot of teams that do that. Honestly, it's crazy to me that Arsenal is lasting this long. It's not because
Who do you
I think
get?
he's great. I think Arteta is great, but like just the effect of recency bias for teams, I feel like it's so easy for people to be. The fact that Man City was calling for Pep to be pulled shows me that recency bias is in such great effect. You cannot look back in your last 4 years and be like, "We're gods." Like, this is crazy. Who cares if we have a bad year? He's
Yeah,
he's our man. The fact that like just a few months could go by where things aren't going your way, and like, yeah, for who, dude? Who's
exactly,
gonna bring you
exactly.
four? Who's gonna bring you four?
Who's
That's
gonna bring
insane to
forward that
say.
wants to leave their club? Like,
Right?
even for
No,
Arteta, even for
it's
Arteta, like
so unrealistic.
I,
It
and I'm
it's
not gonna,
it's so it,
I'm not gonna lie and say like I've done a whole lot of research on managers or whatnot, but I feel like Arnie Schlott was the last one that like,
for sure.
besides one of the old guard guys again, like Jose or whatever. But
Which I think are people are getting, and I will agree. You did say that Jose is not adapting, and that's a tough pill to swallow because I fucking respect and love that man for what he's done. He's done some amazing things in his career, but it is true. It is true that the old guard are dying out, and you need to reflect, and respect their history, but you don't have to plug them into everything.
no,
Like the last of the old guard is probably going to be Ancelotti, for fucking Real Madrid. He
yeah.
is
Well,
the
and
last winner of the old guard.
I think he's leaving after this season too.
And I respect it. And dude, I wish they'd pick up Pep. Oh my god! But I'm not there, nor there. I don't think he could.
No,
I don't think he
no
could. He
way.
would never.
You
He
would
would never.
never.
After Barcelona, he would never. He would never.
But that would
But
be insane.
that would
Imagine
be
coaching
insane, though.
him coaching Mbappe
Bro,
and
it would fucking. Oh, I would watch every game. Holy shit. Um, but like that's what I'm saying is like, but that's the kind of caliber you have to ask for.
Tony Cruz comes
If
back and he has much. Oh
bro,
my god.
uh, I would come back if I was Tony. He's like, that's kind of worth it, bro. That's kind
Oh,
of fucking worth it.
100%.
Actually. Yeah. Um, but yeah, that's like the last of the old guard that's actually winning and doing something like big. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
big, like Champions League and shit. Um, Jurgen Klopp, I wish would have stayed on a little bit longer. I know he was fucking
Dude,
tired.
I think about it all
It
the
sucked.
time how he
It
left
sucked.
one season before his team
Before
is now,
before he would have
because it's
got it again.
basically
Yeah,
his team, right?
I know. It is literally his
That's what
team
I'm
that
saying.
someone
Like,
else
he
won with.
leaves the one season before his team's actually gonna win it again. Like,
Honestly, I would say that Jurgen Klopp is kind of like that middle brother when it comes to old guard versus new guard too. Because I don't think he's that old. I don't think he's that old.
I don't know. Actually, I thought it was
I want
pretty.
to say I want to say like
Oh, so
56.
by the way, before I forget, Mason Mount's only played 8 matches this season.
I don't want to talk about Mason Mount. Why'd you bring that up? We were having a good time, dude. What are you doing right now? What are you doing right now?
He's only 57 years old. Damn,
Dude,
he's
I
probably
was
like the
1 year
same.
off.
He's probably the same age as my dad. That's crazy.
Dude, I was 1 year off. I'm telling you, he's got 10 more years. 10 more years.
I would
Maybe falling off
honestly.
after 8.
I have a strange fantasy of I see Klopp because he's with the Red Bull football group now, right?
Yeah.
My perfect fantasy would be Klopp coaching the New York Red Bulls and Pep coaching NYCFC.
That'd be
That
beautiful,
that
actually.
would be insane,
Yeah,
right?
that would be sick.
Oh my
Players get vacations all the time going to minor leagues. I think that the coaches deserve the same.
that would just.
They need the break. They need the lack of stress. They
Can you
need,
imagine?
cooler cities to be in.
Think of the rivalry that City and Liverpool had when they were in charge. Now think
Bringing
of
it
that,
back to the U.S.
but in America, brother.
I think
in New York,
I think
like
I think that would actually, like, when we're talking about bringing players to the U.S., we should bring coaches as well.
Oh, 100%, man.
Yeah, we should definitely be upping our game when it comes to the coaching as well.
It'll happen eventually, especially now that Pochettino's coaching the U.S. Like it's gonna be a thing.
Yeah, I'm hoping that bridges the gap.
It'll be like lower championship managers probably first, like ones around there, but
yeah, of course.
especially if Pep really does like because there are rumors out there that he'll coach NYCFC one day, especially if that actually because he actually likes New York and he has an apartment there and all this, and it's a bunch of shallow information. But basically, like,
dude, you're already fucking there.
That would be crazy,
especially if you can demand your own, like, break. Like, I'm sure it's going to be like way more space and time. It's going to be way more passive. It's not going to be as animalistic, and I bet you there's going to be a lot less stress going to the MLS. It's like, dude, we're just trying to have a good time out here. We're trying to build a good team. We're trying to, rivalry's fun.
It's the one chance he's going to have to prove to everyone that he can do it without like a big name team, because that
would be beautiful.
It's a salary cap league, so he doesn't have unlimited spending.
I think that'd be awesome. I think that'd be awesome. I think it'd be really fucking fun, really interesting, really good for U.S. sports.
Mm-hmm.
Or I totally agree. And I would love to see.
Man, that would make my heart so happy.
Yeah,
I would watch every single one of those games. 1,000%.
That would definitely bring me back to the MLS.
Yeah,
real fun in a good way. 100%. In a real good way. But yeah, fucking dude. Yeah, that'd be sick. That'd be sick as fuck.
Well, on that note, I'll go ahead and call it here.
Yeah. I think it was a good one. It was a good one.
That was awesome. Yeah, that felt good.
I love when I'm getting my heart fucking racing. I'm fucking yelling.
So you're just like pacing around and.
Dude, I know. Fucking